everyone, so I'm actually going to do a quick video, not really a care guide or anything, but I just wanted to introduce some new fishes I got like over a week ago now. I just haven't had time to film a video, and because it's not a care guide, I kind of won't be guiding about how to keep them, and therefore I'm not too fussed about spending time. Also, they come out, like a lot of my fishes don't really come out that much, so I can't really do much of a detailed video. But anyway, I should actually introduce myself. My name is Rebecca. I'm a fish biologist, nyctologist. I study, research, log card catfishes, and I don't study swimmy fish at all, and I rarely keep them, but I really wanted these when I saw them available. So when I was told I could get a few, I was like, why not? I'll get a few of them and hopefully try and breed them, hence why I'm starting to try and get roots in the tank. These are I have so many monstera that I'm not too fussed that they probably won't mature if I just have the roots in the tank, so I'm just going to try and get those going rather than having floating plants or anything like that. So what are these fishes? So I'll focus on them a little bit more. So these are, I can never remember how to pronounce or spell it, so I've written it down a little bit. So it's Oryzias sarasinorum, which is a species of rice fish, an actual tropical rice fish, and my tank's actually quite high in temperature. That is nothing like the medaka. And these are from Lake Lindu in Sulawesi. I do know what species that I have, I just can never remember how to pronounce it or to spell it, so I kind of have it written down. But they're absolutely fascinating fishes, and I don't know who else really has them, because I think there's a museum does have them, but not many people actually have them as aquarium fishes, and that's kind of interesting because they're not common at all, and they do not breed like normal medaka rice fish or Daisy's rice fish or even Ever's rice fish. So I'll just show them and talk about them a little bit. So as mostly a catfish person, it might seem weird for me to get these sort of fish, but these are actually, well, catfish people are known for liking brown and grey fishes, so that's why I've got these guys. So I do have some babies in a breeding tank. I'll just, in there, they're ones that were there already because it's kind of, the parents will definitely eat the babies, and I'm kind of in the way of creating multiple refuges over time, so hopefully these roots should start growing actually quite quickly and then create a refuge. But when these guys breed, I definitely know they do not stop. So it looks like actually, so let me explain their reproduction a little bit. So these guys, most people know that rice fish, Oryzias, the females carry the eggs and then they deposit them. That's the traditional way a lot of them will spawn, and sort of the brood care involved. So these are actually different. They're actually related to Everside, which also does this mode of reproduction, which is the females will actually hold on to the eggs till they hatch, and they're actually attached to the female internally. So I mean, like, they're attached inside of her, so she holds on to them and drags them along. So I did have a few females of eggs, but I think they've released them, which is, I need to definitely get a lot more roots going, a lot more refuges. But I did have them in the tank with more roots, but they do really prefer, like, the presence of the tetra, I find, makes them a lot more confident. And they have gone really dark, so I believe they have spawned several times over the last week or so, because the males particularly go really dark black, not just this sort of panda appearance. But they're not at the moment, and I think it takes a little while for those females to develop the eggs. But I think that female looks like she's starting to develop eggs, because I don't think she had any before. There is a female with quite a few eggs. So you'll see her just there. If I get a pen to point out that female there, all those things dangling, those are the eggs. So I believe it takes about a month for the eggs to hatch, but I'm working off scientific papers because other than Sulawesi fish, there isn't really much on their husbandry. Which means I also don't want to pull the eggs because they're internally attached to her through a plug sort of thing. And I don't really want to separate her for too long without an actual separate tank. You can see these guys are really interesting. They really weren't confident like away from the tetra. So even in species only or with other fish, they were a bit shy. So they seem to really like just confident shoalers, and my tetra are reasonably confident. So you can, I say they're easy to sex, but I don't know entirely. So the females have much longer ventral fins, whereas the males have shorter ones, and they've got a little bit more of a larger anal fin. So we've got a male there, that's a female, and she's the one with eggs. It's a bit difficult to keep track on who's got eggs and who hasn't. But you can see they're really different species. They're quite elongate and quite, just elongate and skinny looking. The one thing I would say about the husbandry of these guys don't seem very good at eating hard food items. It might be they've had a lot of softer food in the past, but they don't seem very capable of eating any sort of harder pellets. They're much better with softer ones. And I'm pretty sure they have pharyngeal jaws to chew, they just don't seem to use them. But yeah, they're a little bit lighter at the moment. They've spent a week being dark. Oh yeah, that female. So they will have or even carry the infertile eggs. But I believe if there's too many that are infertile, they just drop them because there's no point carrying and spending the effort on dragging them along for about a month if they're infertile. So you can see they're just something a little bit different. They do look like rice fish, just not always the most obvious rice fish. Let's see if I can track her. You can see her little eggs, and they have got eyes. You can see the eyes, just not with my camera so much. Yeah, they are still a little bit shy and can spook a little bit. And no, I don't know. It'd be nice if they gain confidence, but see, they're just something a bit different. Right. Yeah, let's try and zoom in. I'm zooming in on the right one as it focuses on everything but her. Yeah, you can kind of see the eggs there. But it's different. So it's kind of maybe more tricky to spawn, well, more tricky to actually raise than traditional rice fish because you can't quickly grab it. That female's definitely, there's a female that definitely has less mature eggs. I think it's that one. They look slightly clearish, so they're not fertilised. Well, they're fertilised, but they're not developed yet, which is good. So they're still spawning because that female that's holding quite developed ones, she spawned just after they spawned just after I took them on. So hopefully something a little bit different for people to look at in the background of my tanks, because yes, I have catfish, but the most you'll see of them is like that, and it's really difficult for filming when you just have that. These guys are great though. This is Decicera picta, and they are quite a bit confident actually. There's a second one there. You can see the colour changing. They're really great at that. And I would film a video on just them, but I'd rather write an article because I don't know how. You won't see them do too much, other than they do like to come out to feed quite a bit. Everyone else is just liking to hide. So that's why most of my videos, it's a little bit difficult to have anything in the background. Yeah, you can see those two there. I would like to get more when I could find them at a reasonable price. But anyway, I'll end this video here. If you like my videos, please comment, like and subscribe, and goodbye.